So in our previous conversation, you mentioned something about membership in a particular social group. I mean, that sounds very vague. Can you elaborate as to what the Department of Homeland Security means by membership in a particular social group?
Particular social group does not come from the definition of provided by the government, specifically Department of Homeland Security. A particular social group comes from the United Nations Convention on Refugee as incorporated in the Immigration Nationality Act. And it is a catch-all provision which relies heavily on explanations and interpretations provided by the Board of Immigration Appeals and circuit courts throughout the 70s and the 80s and the 90s and up to this day. It's basically mean that it's a particular group of people which is visible in the society and which is recognized by other people in the society as such. A good example would be a homosexual in a country in which a gay, lesbian, LGBT person in a country where alternative lifestyle or sexual orientation is perceived as a choice and a bad choice. In this particular circumstance, a person would be subjected not necessarily by the government, but often by the society itself to horrible forms of discrimination, personal attacks, and other forms of mistreatment, and just because that person is a LGBT person. And that alone would create a social group. As a matter of fact, U.S. courts recognize sexual orientation and people, LGBT communities, as a particular social group. They're definitely visible because the common wisdom is they usually recognized either by the appearance or by the lifestyle or by the relationship they form with other people, and they also visible because they fall outside of the societal norms. Usually it is very important to understand that proving membership in a particular group first and foremost requires proving that the person actually belongs to this group of people before the proof of persecution or mistreatment or discrimination even comes into play. Usually this is one good example of a particular social group. Another group, a good example, is a woman who is like in the abusive relationship with a person of some notoriety or some social position, and the government or the police or the local authorities or the society itself doesn't want to help this woman or provide protection to this woman from the abusive behavior of the husband, and the husband usually using his influence in the society in order to stop any attempt by the woman to seek help. Now, obviously, many women live in such relationships and in a given society, and these women would definitely form a particular social group. They are recognized as a group which with similar features, with similarities in their situation. They are also pretty visible in a society, just because in those societies where this type of phenomenon exists, people usually know the rights of women are suffering, and people usually know that women are subjected to this type of relationship, especially with the power holding or position holding individuals.